Hello and welcome back to the latest episode of the Corvette C4 Restoration Diary series. In the last episode, got a couple little things done, minor things like putting in a subwoofer so that way the radio sounds so much better because my original Bose system is broken. Maybe one day I'll go back and fix that. Also got the horn fixed in my C4. So in today's episode, what we're going to do is look at the cruise control. It's not working right. Got to try to figure out the problem with that at low speeds. And I'm going to play with getting the battery in and out much more efficiently since I have to tear all that stuff apart around the cruise control. And my overheat problem starts. All right, so we're getting down to the nitty-gritty on some of the little things that I need to still take care of. And one thing that I've recently noticed when I had this all out and I was working on the stereo was my vacuum lines on my cruise control is kind of squished there. So I need to get in here and, I guess, get some light on it. So I need to get in here and basically I'm not going to replace the whole line. I'm just going to cut it back several inches, put a connector in it, and put some new line from like, you know, here, and then reconnect it so it's not all collapsed right here, because the rest of the hoses look okay. It's just right here that they're all collapsed, and that's probably just from me or somebody else just monkeying around and not getting the battery in and out of here in a gentle way is probably how that originally happened. All right, let's see what's going on with these bad boys. All right, so here's some line that I have. It's, what is this? 7/32, and it's windshield wiper tubing. But it will work definitely way better than what I have now with the collapsed one. And it was still airtight. I sucked on, you know, I went like this. See if I can hold the camera and do this. And it's kind of working, but this is going to be, I would think, oh yeah, significantly better. Okay, successful. So I actually made the lines a little bit longer and ran them around and used you know, some matching black zip ties so it looks great. So now these hoses, these vacuum lines are no longer in the way. This power connection's still kind of in the way. Maybe I should unplug it and reroute it too, because there's a screw thing here. That's probably where that was mounted. I don't know. I can always look in the manual, I suppose. Ugh. So a terrible thing just happened as I was going to move this again and actually route it to get some more slack in here and be all nice and zip tie it and all that. I broke the stupid clip. Urgh. Put too much pressure on it when I was trying to pry it off of here with my screwdriver to release it. So I'm going to try to plastic weld that really quick. Let's give this a shot. Oh, it's missing material. Oh, frick. I'm not gonna be able to do it right anyways. Oh, it's missing a bunch of material right there. Dang it. Dang it, dang it, dang it. Well, I can't do the whole thing. Shoot. I wonder where that little piece went. Dang it. Well, it's not like I have more. See, I need the right kind of plastic in here. And I don't have any of those plastic things. Okay, this is just a rough, just to get it to get together here. Okay. It's contaminating it with the other plastic. Well, you don't mess up this clip part. Yeeks. Okay. Shoot. I just had that piece of plastic right there. Well, I gotta take this tray out anyways if I want to mess with the battery, so maybe if I take this out, I'll find out where the that little piece of plastic went, and then I can finish repair. Well, no luck. I could not find the little piece of plastic. I pulled this out, looked around. I did find a tool. I dropped my battery side post wrench down there. So that's a good thing. So I found that. So I'm gonna use my backup plan, which I just thought of. I'm just gonna use a zip tie and melt it in here and see how it goes. Ah, stay you. Just plug this back in. Here it goes. Yeah, I'm using a zip tie because I'm pretty sure this plastic is still way better than that plastic that comes with that Harbor Freight plastic welder kit. I need to actually get a bunch of plastic rods that are the different kinds of plastic, and then I can do this properly. But I obviously haven't gotten around to that yet, because this kind of looks like it's working. Okay. Both sides are melted together, hopefully. Not just, yeah, I just don't want to melt this plastic on here. I need to actually kind of get the two to combine together, which is the weld. There we go. What the heck, I'm gonna put a little tiny bit of this on top of here. Suppose I can file off or clean off, sand off all this this dirty tip. Okay, now let's see if it will plug in. It should. Let's see if it plugs in and doesn't break. No, it works. Yes. Fixed. Now I could have been ghetto and not put a clip on it or even try to do something with a zip tie, but there we go. Back together. Yes. Okay, let's continue. All right, so that's how this all started, was I cut this wire and I just wanted to make it nice and pretty and wanted to unclip that clip one more time, and that's how I broke that tab. But now all these wires are nice and out of the way of the battery. So when I move that in and out of here now, it won't be hitting all these hoses. Cool. In fact, I'm even going to put another one back here maybe to help out even more. Yeah, gonna. Yep. Much better. Ah, my stupid tripod just broke. Guess I'll plastic weld that next. Okay, so I'm going to try to test the cruise control at a lower speed. I don't know. I'm waiting for that car to get a little more further ahead. I'm gonna go about 40 and set it and see if that fixes the surging problem. Oh, that's much nicer. That's much nicer. Oh, so maybe that was what was causing that little bit of that surging at low speeds. Let's go down to 35. See what I can do. Okay, just once, and it's not really, it's a tiny bit, but yeah, that's way better. Oh, okay, that's way better. That I can deal with. That is not even very noticeable. Okay, so if you got issues with your cruise control surging, and especially at low speeds, because that's when I noticed it the most, that's maybe you should check out your vacuum lines, because they might be squished.
Well, I think it's just going to surge no matter what, because this is like generation 1 of cruise control stuff. I think I might be expecting a little bit too much out of my C4 right now. I don't know. I mean, do you guys even drive around like I do in town with your cruise control set at 35? I don't know. So maybe that's just a little bit too much to expect out of a system, designed in the late 70s. So at least I got all that stuff out of the way of my battery. That is going to make battery removal and replacement so much easier now. So let's go ahead and rip out the battery and tackle the hold down.
All right, since I'm a little bit glutton for punishment, I'm going to take this thing all apart back again and put these two things in. So I bought my hold down clamp kit. It's got the two styles. I believe this is the style I'm going to need here. And I got this little battery post extension thing for my amp. And it'll also help charge and jump the car at later times, because you can always put a negative anywhere on the car, but you only have so many positives. And I usually have been putting it on the alternator post, because that's easier to get to with the battery charger. Okay, so the way this comes off, super simple. I'm already jumping ahead. T30 bits. There's supposed to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them in here. I got 2 at the bottom. I got 2 at the bottom, and I'm missing the rest of these. So I just have the one at the top. So you probably have all yours. I do not, because that is just how my car is. I've been trying to un-F this car for a while. 1 10mm bolt here. There's also another bolt here on the bottom to completely remove it. But the way my setup is, with these 2 bolts out and missing the other ones, this is really all I need to do. So I don't need to remove this tray completely, or this panel completely. I just need to move it enough, watch all, like that, so I can pull this battery out in and out of here relatively easy. So yeah, that's always worked pretty good for me. But like I said, there's another screw underneath here that you get to, and there's a bolt that attaches to it right down to there. So you can see the other side of it right there, and then the other 2 bolts here on the inside. But once you got these out, it will flex pretty good, and I can get that battery in and out of there really easy. But if you have a really nice car with no chips and anything on it, you probably do want to take the whole thing off. I guess I'm going to try to see if I can put this battery post in here. I guess I need to pull the battery out to this right. So I'm gonna pull my battery out. All right, so just remove my side post here. Okay, bam. All right. Watch how easy this is. Wham. Bam. There you go. Whammo. Okay, so let's start tearing into this. All right. So call me crazy, but I'm pretty sure that battery hold down bolt is not the original one. It seems a little long. So what I'm gonna do is I've already checked the size of this. This is 5/16 coarse thread. Put my thingamabobber on here. Look at that. Fits in there perfectly like it was made for it. I'm gonna put that on here. So this bolt is super long, and it's already been cut. It's like this is actually a longer bolt, and it was cut right there. So I'm gonna do the same thing. So I'm gonna start these 2 pieces. I'm gonna run this nut down, and then I'm gonna cut it, I don't know, probably around here with a grinder, and then be done with it. So that's what you're gonna see next. All right, so got my washer in there, got my bolt run down. I'm gonna cut it right about there. I can get in here, yeah, nice and straight. What? My think aim lows. That's hilarious. I gotta go fix that. Guess I put a new wheel on it too. All right, new wheel installed. Let's finish. I was hoping I'd be able to get away with that little wheel. Got it. Okay. Okay, that should be good enough. Of course, I have safety glasses on, because who wants to get sparks in their eye or pieces of metal? Okay, I'm gonna shop vac that out. That's just driving me crazy, all that dirt. Okay, all nice and clean. Let's put the battery back in. It's gonna fit. It's gonna slide in a little bit differently now that I got that block in there to lift it up. There it goes. Come on, you. There we go. There we go. Okay. Nice. Okay, so block is lined up perfectly down there, so I'll tighten that down. I have it underneath the lip here in front. Look at that. So now my battery will be nice and secured. Is reconnected. Okay, battery hold down clamp and button this back up. Okay, so when you go to tighten this bad boy back up, this screw is kind of important. You know, you want it to be like perfectly flush and look nice and pretty, but you know, the closer you are to flush, and even if you go too far, chances of you hitting the door are pretty high. That's why this is all beat up right here. So I'm gonna have it really super close. Not perfectly close, but just a tiny bit out, so I'll get a little bit of extra clearance. Tighten this down. And now let's slowly open the door, make sure it's gonna be okay. Okay, we're good. Yeah, see how close that is? I mean, right here, that's not much clearance at all. And down here, the other adjustment is not hooked up at all, because the screw down here needs to go in, but not worried about that. So there we go. We're gonna call it a day. That's good enough for today. So I'm pretty proud of all my progress here. The only things that I have left that I haven't really done yet is the speaker covers, which I will do when I right now I have a plan to go to the fabric store and get some felt, and it looks like speaker cover felt essentially, and I'm just gonna spray glue that over the top of the current carpet in the back because it's so trashed, because it really can't get any worse. Got all this other stuff done. This is all new stuff that I've just got done. Emergency brake, that was not hooked up to the caliper. Gotta take a look at that. But I have an automatic, so it's really not that super big of a deal. And I need rubber in the rear window, and that'll be super easy too. It's just waiting for money, because I've spent so much money on this thing. I got to wait a bit.
Nice. So I have the battery hold down kit installed in my C4. Yay! Now let's get into the overheat issue. I've been starting to have an overheat issue. It's that time of year. This is kind of the worst incident of it that I've had so far.
You know, I don't know if I documented the overheating incident. Maybe I might have taken a picture of it. But I just checked my coolant level, and I guess we can do this together. And look, it might not be clean, but there's coolant in there, which means it worked. So it's boiled over. It all went into here. There's a whole bunch of steam coming out of that cap. And once it cooled down, it sucked the water back in, and now it's fine. So I do need to put some coolant in there probably. But the system worked the way it was supposed to. So I had this thing up to 261 degrees. Yikes. But it cooled down. I mean, once I got nearly home, it was back down to like 250. But yeah, for a while there, it was at 261, 262, something like that. Yeah, that was a red light that came on, so apparently that's when that light comes on. All right, so let's go drive in the heat again. I guess I should mention that it was like 105 yesterday or some nonsense. And my car is sitting out here in just the heat of day all day long. I mean, I don't know. I got to get a car cover for this because I got a car cover and everything else because my little thing that I made collapsed in a storm the other day. So that was no bueno. So yeah, that's why it overheated, not because there's something wrong with my car. It was hot. It was a very hot day. And it was sitting in the sun all day, and I had the AC on, which just goes. So I think that's as good as it gets, but we'll see.
Actually, I did have to add some coolant to it. Once I took the radiator cap off, I did notice the coolant level was a little low. Top that off, the temperature dropped way down, and then it did start running way cooler than it was before. Still pretty warm though, but that's normal for a C4. Should be around 230 degrees-ish max. This is an ongoing issue that I'm still battling with to this day, and in fact, watch out for more of those coolant leak issues. They're gonna come back to haunt me in a future episode. Well, that's everything that I wanted to show you in this episode. Coming up, I'm gonna finally start to get to that stock radio that I got a long time ago, like months at this point. But thank goodness something terrible happened and I had to rip out the whole center console area again.
At least it works, so when I turn it on, it works. And the subwoofers will look working, and look, I got a clock now, yay!
You'll see why I had to rip apart the whole center console coming up in the next episode. But needless to say, I'm starting to become quite the VATS expert at this point because I think I've dealt with just about every part of the VATS so far. If you want to see that next episode, make sure you click the subscribe button. And if you have any comments or feedback for me, please go ahead and leave those in the comment section below. Thank you so much for hanging out with me on the C4 adventure thus far. Have a fantastic day and happy C4ing.